What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as y'all know, today is indeed Wednesday, which means a new summit is now live here in Motorfest. For this week, we're going to have the no speed limit, which is going to give us some interesting rewards that I would probably say many players might want to go after the Space Kid Nitro, but basically everything else really isn't worth it. Besides that, though, when looking at this summit, if you are wondering, yes, every single main event in the summit, so that's going to be 6 of them, will have basically unlimited nitrous. I admit, guys, it is probably going to make the entire summit a bit easier, and I would almost guess that a lot of players might have fun with this one, but I also feel like many people aren't going to like it. Now, a few tips and tricks I can give right off the bat, though, is if you guys aren't running a full set on your vehicle, make sure you're still going to have a chemist set on there. For example, on the event here, you have to run the lovely Ninja H2, and I did it. I wasn't running my full chemist set on the vehicle. I pretty much didn't have any set, because I was like, oh, I got unlimited nitrous. Turns out this still makes a huge difference. And also, guys, another thing, it is going to make a difference having a chemist set active instead of basically any other set. If you are wondering what I mean by that, if you have something like a loot dig or a score breaker, you will end up being slower in the events, because if you are running a chemist set, you'll still have double the extra nitrous even though it is unlimited. So if you guys are going to be doing an event like, for example, the Powerboat one on the top here, I did end up running this without a chemist set. I had a score breaker on accident, and the boat I did end up running was going to be the Proto WR1, which I would probably say isn't all that shocking. I mean, this boat is insanely good, but if you guys are running a chemist set, though, again, it's going to give you extra nitrous, and yes, the perks are also going to matter from what I did see. Now, obviously, extra pump's not going to matter, so something like frenetic is better, and of course, pure is always going to be needed on it. If you guys do not have a chemist set, you're still going to have unlimited nitrous, but you're still going to go through that nitrous a bit quicker. I am going to show you guys some of the clips in the background here, or at least the two I did when I was running a score breaker with the Powerboat compared to something like a chemist. You are going to notice how much faster the nitrous goes down when you're not running a chemist set. So if you do have that, I would recommend running it. It's going to help tremendously. Besides that, though, basically all the events are probably going to be fairly straightforward. But for the top left event here, though, it is going to be a vehicle owned in the Alpha GP category. This is going to be the event from the lovely Made in Japan playlist, so it's going to be a total of 3 laps on it. Yes, you can basically fly around the corners with this car, guys, if you are struggling. This can also go for basically every other event where you are running a car or a bike in it. So for the 2 Alpha GP vehicles, it can work, and also for the motorcycles. What that's going to be, though, is if you guys are going around the corners, you can be in a higher gear coming out of them. So that way, when you are slamming down that nitrous button, it is going to make you even faster. Now, one thing I did notice for the vehicles, again, that you are going to be shifting, or even in automatic for that matter, is, guys, if you are slamming down the nitrous button on the cars, like for example the Alpha GP and the bikes again, I was noticing on every event, if you slam down the nitrous, it doesn't make it all that quick. Instead, what I would do is kind of feed the nitrous button a bit, like for example on this one, pretty much feed that a bit, like if you're in 7th gear, hit the nitrous, put it into 8th, basically slam the nitrous down a bit, let the car accelerate, take your finger off the nitrous, then hit that again. That way you can get up to max speed even quicker. Probably is going to sound a bit dumb, but I was noticing it is going to make you even that much faster in basically every event that's not going to be with a boat. The last one I did want to talk about here before I get into the skills is the Powerboat event. For this one, it's going to be with the Vector. Not going to lie, not the biggest fan of this boat. I know for a fact I can probably go back in and do better in this one, but I just did not really have a desire to go back in and get a higher score in it. I'm just going to take the 3 minutes and 9 seconds on this one. The Vector is going to be a pretty wonky boat, but with the other boat like the Proto, for example, if you are hitting that nitrous in the air, it's going to make you even quicker flying off the waves, so do try to do that as much as you possibly can. Besides that, though, well, the Vector is basically like driving an appliance on the water. It is going to feel pretty dang wonky. Besides that, guys, we're going to have an escape here. Now, the big thing about this one, I did end up using the Porsche 919 Street. You're probably going to notice the Bugatti everywhere because, you know, that thing is absolutely insane. But the biggest thing about the escape, man, the same thing can go for the other Speedtrap. It's the traffic, dude. The traffic is absolutely insane how random it is. It will be in the worst places ever. The cars are pretty much going to spawn in the middle of the road like they do not care. I do truly believe they know how the traffic is in this game. They're going to leave it. And the argument with this, though, is down to the fact that, yes, if you have the traffic in there, it's going to make these summits a tad more difficult. The issue with that, though, is going to come down to the randomization of the traffic. If you are wondering what I mean, well, some of your runs, there's not going to be that much traffic, right? Other runs, there's going to be cars in the worst places ever. The turns that are going to matter the most where you have to cut them just right, there's always going to be a car there, and then sometimes there isn't going to be. And guess what? That is going to completely ruin your run. Besides that, though, the next skill is going to be a buoy smashing. So for this, I had around 96,000 points. If you guys are running a score breaker set, you do not have to worry about this one legit whatsoever. Check this out here quick. So I have 96,000. The other dude's going to have 105. Then besides that, 58,000 is still basically a maxed out score, being pretty much half of what the other guy did end up getting. So yes, you pretty much only need a chemist on this, and no, you do not have to have 100,000 points to get it. Kind of funny how they did end up doing the scoring on it. For the Speedtrap, though, the biggest thing I can recommend here is, well, a lot of players might try to go up the mountain and do like a crazy speed thing on this one. Honestly, guys, turn around with your choice of a lovely drag car. For me, well, I did end up picking the Dodge Viper. Besides that, though, turn around a bit, go down the road, then turn around again, pretty much accelerate, get the car into fifth gear. Around the first corner you go in, then basically aim the car, hit your nitrous. You'll get well over 300 miles an hour on this, but there is going to be a mild catch. That is going to be the traffic. I could probably get around 340 or so miles an hour, but with how the traffic is, I really just do not see a point of trying to do it. There basically cannot be a car right on that said corner, and if there is, well, you're going to have to restart and do it again. Besides all of that, though, I would say the summit is decently enjoyable with pretty bad rewards. Do let me know if you have any questions at all in the comments below. Let's jump right into this.